to fight. I had to learn how to push back on the bullies. I had to learn, I had to have a willingness to be violent. If someone crosses my path, if someone's messing with me, if someone is threatening me, let's go. Let's go fight. Because I'd rather fight and lose. Okay? I'd rather fight and lose than to let this person bully me. I'm not going to allow it. And, you know, so I'm going to teach you how to defend yourself, both verbally and physically. Okay. The history of humanity is a never-ending story of war after war after war. Did you know they have a war called the 100 Years' War? Look it up on Google. 100 years they fought that war. Well, America fought a war for what? 15 years in Iraq? 15 years in Afghanistan? You know, we fight these incredibly long, drawn-out wars. Do you know how the 100-Year War ended? They literally ran out of bodies to throw into the war machine. They ran out of... There was no more dead... There were no more people to fight and die. So the 100-Year War is just... You know, and so... we are incredibly bloody as a species. I want to put that in your mind so that you know that you're not safe until you learn how to defend yourself. You are not safe. Do you have anxiety? I don't even know you, but I'm going to say yes, you do have anxiety, don't you? Let me tell you why you have anxiety. Because you know, your subconscious knows that you're not safe. And that makes you feel vulnerable. And your inaction, your decision to not defend yourself is producing anxiety. And so that's where your anxiety is coming from. If you knew how to defend yourself from the average idiot bully, your anxiety would disappear. I don't have anxiety. I don't. I know how to deal with bullies across the spectrum. I know how to do it most effectively. I don't have anxiety. You can get there. Anxiety is not a permanent condition. What is permanent is society's potential for cruelty. I can't make society nicer for you. I'm sorry. That's impossible. Society seems to be hell-bent on killing other parts of society. I can't stop that. I can't make them play nice. I can't make the world softer for you. All I can do is make you stronger, strong enough to push back on bullies, resourceful and wise enough to know exactly how to handle every bully situation. Okay. Our history as humans is a chronicle of one war after another. It is a story of slavery. Is slavery bully behavior? Hell yeah, it is. Here's slavery. I'm bigger and stronger than you. I'm going to put a chain on your neck. You're going to work for me until you die. And if you don't, I'm going to whip you. And if you get too if you resist too much, I'll just kill you. And it was the ultimate bully situation where, okay, colonizing. You know, they say England colonized India. England colonized, South Africa, South Asian countries, right? England colonized. No, what England did was it came with gunpowder and soldiers and steel, and it came to weaker parts of the world, more primitive parts that were still with bow and arrow and spears, okay? And we used our advantages of cannons and muskets and soldiers and armies, and we enslaved them. We took their wealth, we took their women, we enslaved them, and we bred them as slaves. And we called it colonization, because if we called it what it really was, invasion, like raiders, okay, then you would have squirmed a little bit in your seat as a student in school. But they said, no, we were colonizing. We were bringing all of our advanced, our modern society gifts of civilization to the primitive world. No, we came in there to take their gold, to take their wealth, to take their land, and to enslave them. Bully behavior. Okay? Humans are bullies, and they have been since recorded history. Torture. Torture is the unnecessary cruelty that a bully puts on its target. You've experienced some torture at the hands of a bully. Maybe the bully put your head in the toilet like they do on the cartoons like The Simpsons or South Park, or, maybe the bully is taking your lunch money like Nelson Muntz. Maybe the bully is making you cry every day at school or at work. Maybe you feel like this is torture. It's the mildest form of torture, okay? Because you know what torture really was 1,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago? Torture was, Jesus was a good example of how they tortured people back then, 2,000 years ago. They would nail you alive to a cross, and you would slowly starve to death while the sun dehydrated you. And wow, that was incredible. But they didn't stop there. Setting people on fire was also a popular torture. Public executions, where they were not happy just killing a criminal or an enemy of the state. They had to show everyone, to inflict upon them the bully mentality of, hey, you don't want to be this guy right here on the guillotine, right? So do what we tell you. Never talk back. Never question. Never stand up to us. Because that is what the bully fears, is that you're going to get organized, that you're going to get strong, and that you're going to stand up to them and overcome and win this fight against the bully. So torture is definitely bully behavior. And when you compare your torture to the torture of thousands of years ago, yours does not measure up, okay? So, rape. Is that bully behavior? Is rape bully behavior? Hell yes, it is. Rape is this. I'm a man. I'm bigger than you. You're a woman. Give me sex. I'm going to take it. I'm going to beat you. I'm going to probably imprison you so I can rape you in future times. And where does this come from? Well, do you remember the stories of, do you know what dating was like 10,000 years ago? Okay, dating was this. A caveman sees a woman. She looks like she's mature enough to breed. He hits her in the head with his club, and he drags her by the hair into his cave. That was a first date. Okay? Women had no rights at all 5,000 years ago. No rights at all. They still don't in many countries. In the Muslim countries, women don't even have the right to go outside without a male companion. They don't have the right to even uncover their faces. They don't have the right to speak out against brutality. The husband has the right to beat the woman and even kill the woman, the wife, and he calls it a crime of, she dishonored me. She dishonored you, so you killed her? Okay, all of that is bully. That's all bully. Okay? Genocide. Where are the American Indians? I mean, there's probably a couple 100,000 American Indians still have their pure blood and not mixed with a lot of Mexican or white blood. The point is this: there were a lot of Native American Indians, and we genocided them. We killed them. There was an actual bounty paid for their scalps. So you could actually make a living hunting Indians. You cut off their scalps and you take it to a trading post, and they will give you some coin for how many Indian scalps you had. And here's the scary part, my friend. This wasn't that long ago. This was just a couple 100 years ago. That's how brutal we were. Genocide. When we say genocide now, we look at the genocide in Rwanda, but you know what? You don't even really care about that, do you? Because it wasn't covered in the news and in the media and in history books with the same level of emotion that the World War II and the attempted genocide of the Jews, right? Where Hitler said, I hate Jews, Jews are bad, I want to wipe out the Jews. And when you see the documentaries and the historical films about the torture and the brutality of the German Nazis against the Jews in the prisoner of war camps, in the Auschwitz and other camps, if that doesn't make you want to learn self-defense right now and defend yourself, I don't know what else can convince you. That's what this whole history lesson has been about. You are not safe. You've been lying to yourself about your safety. The people around you are all potentially cruel and violent and dangerous. And the only thing that's going to save you is you. You are going to learn how to defend yourself. And it's not that easy as, okay, I'm a woman. I understand that the world is unsafe, so I'm going to buy a gun. Problem solved, right? No, it's not solved. Because what about Wendy at work? And she's picking on you and she's spreading bad rumors about you being an alcoholic or a slut? Are you going to shoot her? No. You have to learn how to stand up to Wendy verbally. Because Wendy doesn't have a gun. She's not trying to hurt you physically, but she's trying to derail your career and get you fired. She is a bully. You have to learn how to deal with her on the appropriate level of conflict. Not, I have a gun, therefore, how did that help you with Wendy? Okay? Another good example. Let's say Judy has a gun. But what if her dad is her bully? Is she going to shoot her dad? What if your boyfriend's a bully? Are you going to shoot your boyfriend? Okay? What if your brother or your sister is your bully? Are you going to shoot him? What if a police officer is your bully? You can't shoot him. He'll shoot you. He's got better gun skills and he's got backup. You will die if you pull a gun on a cop. But he could bully you, and you don't know how. The gun is not an appropriate solution to all bullies. In fact, if you can legally have a gun, get one. Put it in a safe place. If someone breaks into your home, you're protected, okay? But that's pretty much the only time a gun is going to be helpful. You're not taking the gun to Chuck E. Cheese, and then when some drunk starts messing with you and picking a fight, you're not going to whip out your gun and shoot him, are you? I mean, the gun is a tool. But you need a lot more tools than that, because that gun does not fit every scenario. If I know you have a gun, right? I know for sure you have a gun and it's in your purse. I've seen you carry it, right? I know you have it. Well, I'm going to walk up. I could walk up. I'm not a bad guy. I could walk up, point my gun and say, give me your gun. Hand it over. Thank you. Because whoever has the draw is the only one that's going to win that. You're not going to win if the gun is in your purse. Another thing that women do is they latch on to a guy who is strong. A boyfriend, a husband, or even a brother or a father could be that guy that they turn to and say, protect me. And that used to work thousands of years ago. It doesn't work anymore because your boyfriend can't go with you to work when Wendy's picking on you in the lunchroom and saying you're fat and ugly. Okay? Your boyfriend can't go up and punch Wendy in the mouth. Okay? Your boyfriend's not going to be there every time a bully situation happens. And you can't run to your boyfriend and then she said this and then and you know what? What can he do? What can he do? All right? So you have to defend yourself. You can't rely on other people and you can't rely on a firearm. Okay? Even mace. I carry mace not for people but for dogs because I walk my dogs and I don't want a pit bull to run up and attack my dog. So that's the pepper spray. It's not really for people, but if you want to carry pepper spray, by all means do. But remember that just like the gun, it only works for a narrow type of a bully, right? Like a stranger coming up on you on the subway. Hey, lady, no, whip out the pepper spray. Get away from me, weirdo. Shh, right? A good use for it. But for Wendy in the break room, it's not going to help. If your boss is a bully, you can't pepper spray him. Okay? So these tools are incomplete tools. You need more tools to defend yourself. You need an arsenal. And that's what we're going to talk about in the next videos. Okay. Bully is the law of the jungle. Okay? Bully is this. The wolf is stronger than the rabbit. So the wolf is going to eat the rabbit. The shark is stronger than the sea bass. So the shark's going to eat the sea bass. The cobra is stronger than the prairie mouse. The cobra's going to eat the mouse. The law of nature is a law of bullies. Only the strong survive. Now, it is, what's the word I'm looking for? Counterintuitive. It is counterintuitive that the more self-defense the more self-defense skills you have, right? The better you are able to fight back and push back, the less likely you will have to fight. It sounds weird, right? But the guy who doesn't know how to defend himself is always in need of defense because he's always vulnerable, and his bullies, they smell him. They sense that he won't defend himself or that he cannot defend himself well. They're going to naturally go to him. The way a wolf sees a rabbit that's limping, right? The wolf's going to go right to that rabbit. Forget all the other rabbits. That rabbit. So that is in the next video, how to not be an easy target, right? But the law of the jungle is only the strong survive. And you feel anxiety and possibly depression and low self-esteem and avoidance behavior where you don't want to socialize and you don't want to, I'm an introvert. Oh no, I'm just going to stay. You know why you feel all that stuff? Because you don't feel strong. And you're not doing anything to be strong. And so you feel vulnerable. And that leads to all those forms of anxiety and low self-esteem and depression. And, I don't like social. I'm an introvert. I'm just going to stay over here where it's safe. It's not safe where you are. You just haven't been found by a bully. And I think you have been found by a bully. That's why you're watching this video. So, it is the law of the jungle. Only the strong survive. Okay? And if you close your eyes right now and think of your current bully or the last bully you had, right? If you're a teenager, I mean, your bully could be another teen in school or a group of teens. It could be your dad bullying you, your brother bullying you. But you know what it's not? It's not a black belt in Kung Fu, and it's not a UFC champion, and it's not a Green Beret, okay? Those people aren't bullying you. It's just some drunk father who's just picks on you when he's intoxicated, or it's just some kid like Nelson Muntz who gets his jollies off of seeing you cry. You can fight them. Even drunk dad, you can fight him. You can fight back and you can win. And I'll teach you how. You can defend yourself. Because again, these are not MMA pros. These are not lifelong battle-hardened warriors that no. If you're a kid, your bully's a kid. Or a parent. At the most, a parent. Okay? And if you are in a corporate environment, your bully is another coworker or a boss. It's not it's not Hulk Hogan. It's not Rocky Balboa is not your bully. Okay, You can fight back, and you